Hi, I'm Jeremy Thomas with Unique Specialty and Classic Cars in Mankato, Minnesota. We've got a classic and specialty car shop that we do sales and service, restoration, all that sort of thing. We've been in business almost 15 years now, so we get to know cars like this very well. What I like about this car is a couple of things. Now, first off, anytime you increase the cubic inches is always a plus, right? This car was originally a 318 car. When they did the work on it, it's now a 360 V8, so more cubes, more fun, right? Gotta love that. The other thing, though, that I like about this car is the story. The story of how people sometimes lose track of, why do guys like cars? And it's the emotional attraction, the passion about it. And this was a family effort, the way it sounded. The gentleman that worked on this, and unfortunately one of the family members passed on before the car was complete, and they went ahead and finished it up. So the fact that it was a family working on it and making it into their own creation and sharing that passion, that just, hands down, that just makes this car cool all by itself. All right, and here we are in front of one of the finalists, the 2004 Nissan 350Z. Now, if any of you out there know me and know our business, you're like, okay, what's he doing in front of this car? He's not going to know what the heck he's talking about. And guess what? You're right. But listen, this car, what I do know is horsepower. And what he did to this car and has done to several is amazing. He's got a 5.3 LS swap in here. Twin turbo, guys and gals. Twin turbo, over 1,000 horsepower in this car. Not to mention, he's got full air ride underneath. And, oh, by the way, it's not just fast. Look at it. It's cool. It's not just fast. This thing looks as good as it must go down the road, or the track or wherever he's going with this thing. Hey, I'll be the first to admit this car's out of my wheelhouse, but I'm still car guy enough to know that this car is fast and this car is cool. Okay, I'd be willing to bet if we took a poll of everybody in the main ballroom here at the auto show and we said, name a Volkswagen from the 1960s, what's everyone going to say? Beetle, right? Everyone's going to say Beetle or Bug. And this one is not that. This is a 1967 Volkswagen. It's a Type 3 fastback. Now, a lot of times you don't see these cars around very often. Unfortunately, they were prone to rust and things like that, but this one is beautifully restored. In fact, it still has the original chrome. It's been refurbished, re-chromed and everything, but it still has its original parts. As far as the chrome goes, a lot of the sheet metal and everything was done and restored by the previous owner. In fact, his father bought the car new, and in fact, it even was used to help herd cattle in the mid-'70s, as the story goes. So overall, very, very cool car. It was originally blue to start with. This color that they picked out, amazing. I'd take this any day over the blue. So if you come out to the show here in the next few days, make sure you stop by and check out this 67 V-Dub Type 3. And finally, we're standing here in front of a 2000 Volkswagen Passat wagon. Now, a lot of us grew up and you hear stories about all the time about back in the 50s and 60s and these guys that, they had newspaper routes and all this sort of stuff and saved their nickels and dimes and quarters to build the hot rod the way they wanted out of nothing, right? They had pulled the car out of the ditch or this or that and they made their dream car out of it. Well, this is close to a modern day version of that. This gentleman started with this car at the age of 14. He's done all the upgrades. He's raised his own money. He's done all the stuff. Obviously, in looking at the car, of course, it's got a lowered suspension. He added a new turbo, his own wastegate system on here, a boost controller, did all the stuff to make this car his way. And it's cool looking. It proves that wagons aren't dead, and you can make a wagon look cool, and he made it his own. And fully worthy of the honorable mention that he earned here. But the fact that for someone to start at the age of 14 and taking their own monies and dimes and nickels and dimes and saving up their own money to make their own car, that's just awesome, and it proves the American dream's still alive that way.